like a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I just don't have money right now with all everything going on.
Maybe if you stop messing around while you were at work, distracted.
Right? Like, dude, I'm losing stupid stream. I'm like losing freaking
That's your own fault,
trades.
bro.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? It is my own fault. Like, I should know better than that. Especially, I keep getting burned on it. You know what I mean? Like, does it doesn't matter that much to freaking stream well. I mean, not stream, but trade it while I'm trying to work. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
have that like few like I have like a minute or two, but then I put the trade in. Doesn't really give me enough time to see what's actually going on. Like, what does it look like, all that kind of stuff, and then I don't have enough time to freaking actually look at it to make sure that like, hey, is it gonna go? Is it going my direction the way I wanted it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that.
No.
So like I think since I'm gonna do the challenge, start the challenge this next tomorrow. Like I'm just gonna I think that's going to help me be more serious about my trades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with on top of that, I think like when I get home, like before I stream and all, I mean, like while I'll stream, I'm gonna stream it, but like before I actually play games, like I'm just gonna focus on that first, and then once
Yeah.
I hit my daily target, then I'll worry about streaming, like if I have time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Because I think for me, like I like playing the games and all that. Don't get me wrong, and I'm having fun playing again. But at the same time, like I would rather trade for a living than go to work. so
That's fair.
so
Gotta do
with that in
somewhere.
mind, right? Like it doesn't make sense for me to like get home and not trade if I don't hit my daily target.
No, no, that makes sense.
Um, dude, it's still buffering.
What do you have it at 1080 still?
I
Or
have it at
720?
780 at 60 frames with uh, back at 5.
Back at 5.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Daniel, I just lowered it, the quality. I thought it seemed like it was gonna run better, but it's buffering still. So maybe it is. See, that's where I think I screwed up, and I think I should have just done restream
Hmm.
because. So I mean, like this is only a month, right? So that's why I'm glad I didn't pay for the whole year, because if I do it on restream, it's kind of not. I think Streamlabs' system is better in general. Like it gives me more options because I kind of looked at
Oh.
both of them, but at the same time, daily goals 5%, because like that'll give me five. Well, for instance, 5 days at 20%. That's a week. You'll double, your thing. So 2 weeks is 10%, right? And then if you half that, it should be 5%. So 5 times 5 is 25. So that would be 4 weeks of, uh, and that gives you the weekend to trade. And then if it's like, 4.5 weeks or 5 weeks, you get those extra couple days.
Yeah, no, that
But
definitely makes sense.
restream, I mean, yeah, restream. I think I should have done restream in that respect because I would be uploading to one stream, and then restream is what actually restreams it out using their bandwidth.
Hmm.
And I probably didn't notice the difference prior because that's what I was using to stream to two platforms, anyways.
That could be it too, yeah.
I just didn't like that they had like, well, let's see, and it could have been only. Oh, that kind of sucks ass to be honest, because like now I got this whole month of freaking restream.io.
Should have thought about it a little bit more ahead of time, huh?
Well, I didn't think that it would be this bad because I was already streaming it too and it wasn't horrible.
Hmm.
But again, I didn't consider that that was the case.
I mean, like, one more thing can make it so much worse, though.
It could. but
Uh,
but I
It,
wasn't even technically streaming to two different things. I was streaming to one place, and then Restream is actually restreaming it out.
well, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right.
Um, so I think that's what kind of okay. Let's upgrade. So it'll be 19 a month still for their low package. Um, pre-recorded streaming, five channels. See, that's not bad. Like 6 hours of recording, 10 on-screen guests, 10 on-screen guests. I think. I mean, I think that's just through their platform though. So I think, yeah. Parallel. What the fuck is parallel? Enable multi-streaming sessions within the team for diverse content delivery. Anyways, 5 channels. See, stream to multiple platforms at once. See, I'm like, what am I gonna actually stream more than 5 platforms? No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. What am I gonna stream to?
TikTok,
Yeah, well, that's what I was
Facebook,
planning on doing. Was the
Facebook still
actual,
does it?
yeah, but the actual five that I could, but I think the five that I really want to stream to right now, I guess that would be six, right? I guess I could do the other one, but five is
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, like uh, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and then I could do TikTok and Instagram.
yeah,
And really, yeah. See, I think I screwed up, but I mean, it's just a month. Like, just cancel my subscription, and then I'll next month. Like now I know.
yeah,
So it's not like the end of the world. And then really, to be fair, I really did almost didn't. Well, I guess I figured it out. Like at first, I was like, oh, I really didn't need to because like really what I wanted to do YouTube was on to have everything running at one. You know what I mean? Like all the weird stuff and get like little um,
yeah,
like YouTube subs. Like they don't. It's not like you get money from each sub, but like once you build up to enough viewers and subs, then you start being able to collect ad money. Um, so I was planning on having like the book map running, and then that's kind of like where like all the orders, you know what I mean, like running throughout the day that are coming in.
yeah,
So eventually, once I get enough from ad money, then I would start paying for like the more info kind of a thing and have that, which should grow that stream. But then I was
well,
like, I really don't need to have a multi-stream platform just for that. I just got to create another user account to stream from.
yeah,
Yeah. Because then I would just have that one running. Because what am I gonna do? Like when I do game, like I would be stopping that, and then that would kind of ruin the people that do want. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
So I might as well have one running, and then when I come live here, all I got to do is put a little notice on that stream and just say, "Hey, live over here."
Yeah,
Or I can like embed maybe the stream or something when I am trading. I don't know. But I guess this is one of those moments where I get to test. I have a month to test everything out because streaming to the other computer again was a bust. I think I really do need a better processor computer.
what
Or
processor do you have?
on that other one, it's like an old i7.
Oh, an Intel.
Yeah, it's just an old one. Like
It's
it
actually
has to
perfect
run
one
Windows
with
10
Intel.
on it, but it should be fine though. But I don't know. Maybe there's just factors that I'm not looking at. Maybe it's my capture card because it's a USB capture card. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I set everything up over there, and it probably would like everything was running fine yesterday, but today it wasn't. Um, so that was a little thing. But then again, maybe it'll run fine because I tried to today. I tried to set it up a little different, or did set it up a little different yesterday, but I didn't run it long enough.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that could be an issue. Because what I did was uh, instead of going directly to it, I was running OBS and then telling it to project to that like a separate, to the HDMI port that it's running through
Yeah.
instead of actually running through the HDMI port. So that's probably why over there it was locking up. But
Huh.
two options, my only like real two options is do I no, I think the whole thing is I think it's still just get a mixer. I think that's the easiest thing. If I get a mixer, then the sound comes into the device. I could have like my camera and everything all over on the other side. Um, and then yeah, there wouldn't be any sound delay. I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't think so. No, it wouldn't, because even if there was a delay to the game and my camera, it wouldn't really matter because the sound will be fine on the game or whatever I'm
Yeah.
doing. So that would always match up. And then maybe my reaction being a hair off, but that shouldn't be too terrible.
Hmm.
Just because my everything, like my camera and everything, will be running over there.
On the other button. That.
It probably not. It probably, if there was, it probably wouldn't be noticeable enough. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What happened?
Shouldn't be noticeable enough.
No, it should.
I think it was noticeable when my mic was pushing over and my camera was over there.
Uh-huh.
That's, you know what I mean? Then it's going through the software first and all that. Whereas if I had all of the sound just coming through, shoot, I don't know. How much is a good setup going to cost me for this trading? I don't think you really need anything crazy for your trading. I think you just need a current machine and probably a high amount of RAM because you're going to have like multiple windows open. Like
Yeah.
uh like browsers. Like I have six freaking browsers open. Or not six, but like six windows open. And then I have Bookmap, which actually takes a lot of memory.
Huh.
Damn. Yeah, because like I have four browsers open right now, and
Uh-huh.
on the browser that I actually have my trades on, there's four tabs open, and I'm not even running the book map. So it's just gonna cost you, millions of dollars. That's all.
Easy. Just like the millions of dollars.
But you just make that back by trading,
Exactly.
dude.
As long
We
as you're
we
not
did,
distracted.
yeah. As long as you're not distracted like me, like he's seen it. I always complain to him, like, what the hell, man? Every time, every time, or when I try to make more money, because he's doing well at that. Like it's just CNN. I think for me, I think just and 8 monitors. Yes, I think for me, I'm just better at sniping. you know, taking scalps. That's what it's called. Sniping,
Scalps?
scalping. Yeah, which is
So wait, scalping or scalping?
scalping.
Scalping.
Yeah, scalp trading. Yeah,
Oh.
which is like just taking a bunch of minimal trades. Because every time I try to freaking guess where it's going, like it just doesn't go that direction. It just doesn't. And then Daniel, who just started this month, or March, has just been killing it. He doubled his money. I got close to, and then like I just ate it because somebody decided to trade when he couldn't pay attention to it. I'm not gonna name no names here.
It's your fault, anyways.
Oh yeah, 100% my fault. Like those losses should not have been as big, and I would be in profit zone, and then I wouldn't feel so terrible, and then I wouldn't try to force other bigger trades and then lose more. You know?
See, that's where you're fucking up, though.
Yeah,
Take the losses and move on and just play it as normal, you know?
yeah. Like I was telling Daniel, like I heard a video recently, not too long ago, and it actually helped when I, you know, took that into consideration while taking losses. It's like, and it was just a motivational speech, and the guy was just basically, he's like, oh, I interviewed, traders like because they take losses all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I just wanted to get into their mind. He's like, well, and that's how basically most of them uh, had said the way they take the losses is it's just the fee to ride the ride.
Basically,
Yeah, and I'm like,
I've heard
dude,
that
for
before.
reals, because you're gonna take losses.
Yeah,
It's just
even the best take,
yeah.
like the best that do not take losses.
And like Daniel, when he was trading, like he's killing it, and he's got a high percentage, right? Just like how mine was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just taking that's this is the only problem, and this is my problem too. Is like I don't want to take a loss, so then I tend to take bigger losses than I should, right? Um,
Yeah.
and then what I was showing him is like most traders are not even in that 50%. I'm in the 70%, like they're in the 50%.
Yeah.
But they just know when to quit the trade and and then take the winnings and just go with it, until so they're basically per trade they're taking more gains when they are winning than they are losing. And then back in the day, and this is what I want to get good at too. I need to figure out how to do it properly though,
Mm-hmm.
um, using the cool programs that like basically give you like shortcuts, like you can do command like key commands. You know what I mean? To put
Yeah.
trades in. So once it does like start going your way, like there was one who was saying like they actually only take 20% wins compared to 80% losses or 80% of losing trades. However, when they have the trade that is going their direction, they enter in like multiple trades right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like as it continues to go down, they continue to put more and more trades in.
Oh, nice.
But and I've seen that before where people like it starts dropping the direction they want and is moving pretty fast, and then they they have a freaking hotkey that they're just like, oh boom, and then each one sets it's like set up to be like, this is my normal stop loss for each trade, you know what I mean, and this is the take profit. So that's what they do. As
Yeah.
like as it continues to go down, it's just like hotkey, like click 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 click. Oh, it keeps going down, and like if it does retrace, it'll just take, you know what I mean. And they still have their original trade in too, so it just keeps compounding the amount of money that's in, and then you can just
Mm-hmm.
close out all trades with one click, like you know what I mean. All right,
No, it
doesn't
makes
look like
sense.
it's going, but I just have like 5 trades that have just came in under coming down, so then they take huge wins that way. But I like the way I was doing it before. I just need to get my mind back into doing it that way. because it's just safe for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like
I
safe.
mean, you should. You keep taking losses, dude.
Yeah. Like this year,
Like it's like
I
your
was
own fault.
attempting to take more losses, but to take more bigger wins, and it's just not working out for me. And it's hard to tell also though because I was doing fine until work popped off. And so I think because the work is the way it is, I just need to go back to the way I was trading
Yeah.
and just
Slow and steady wins the race, dude.
yo.
Like
I mean, even
those
thinking about
big
it,
big
like,
gains you won't see. You're only gonna see every now and then.
oh yeah,
Most of the time when you play those, you end up losing more than.
yeah. Especially like for me, like I've tried it. I've tried swing trading for the longest time because it just looks nice. Um,
That's a horrible idea.
but yeah, like
That's a horrible idea
and
unless you
like
have the money to throw away.
and here's the thing, okay? Like in my mind, I want to be the best, right? I want to be, or I've always, it's always like nobody doesn't want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, like, I mean, not like you don't have to be like the best, but like you want to be in the top percentile, right?
Hmm.
And I always feel like I could do things that, most people can't, but I think I'm really just maybe average or a little bit above average, but I think I want to be a person that's above average. Like, you know what I mean? So normal people typically are
Most
able
people
to
are
trade
average.
one way. There's
Those
like,
1%ers are pretty average. They just hone in on what they're good at.
yeah, well, what I'm
Don't
saying
try
is
to
like
everything.
most average good, like professional traders that are good can trade one way. They're just good at trading one way, which is like they're either scalpers or they're swing traders or they're good at putting long
That's
hold trades
mostly
in.
just business.
Right. Now you have people that are super like the best in the world. The top one percenters that are super like, and not I mean just like not top one percenters in the amount of money they gain, but just like the one percenters that like, hey, I could swing trade, I can scalp, and I take long trades, and I do all of them all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know how long it took them to get there?
Well, no, I mean like there's professional traders that never get there, and they make millions and millions of dollars, and they never get to that kind of trading because it's just not
Well,
everybody is
because they
able to
never
do
really
that.
attempted it.
Yeah, no, it's just not everybody's able to do it because you're looking
Oh,
for different types of trades, and there's just some people that can just multitask in that way. It's not a normal thing, even among professional traders.
I
Normally,
get that.
normally top professional traders are trading one way. They're either scalpers or they're either,
And you're trying to be the one that does all of them.
yeah. And I'm trying to be like the
Why
one
don't you get?
percenter, you know.
Why don't you just get to one where you're good at first and then focus on the others?
See, and that's what I try to do, but it's just not working out. If I'm being real with myself, it's just not working out. Like I could be, and this is what's
Like
messed up,
gambling.
right? Like instead of being, hey, let me be the top one percenter that always gets 90% wins, and be a top one percenter, or that's almost like that's essentially unheard of, right? But that's not good enough for me. Like what? That doesn't even make sense, right? What kind of sense does that make?
It really
I
doesn't.
feel like you're listening
You
to a
know, like
podcast in a good way. See, these are the things that I should be talking about when I do these things. Those things, those streams. Like why can't I be satisfied? This is I mean it really is though. I mean it's a me problem, right? Why can't I be satisfied with being among the traders that take mostly like that higher percentage of a win, which is very very hard to do. Does it make sense that I try to go outside of that and do even more? Like why? Is it necessary? Not really.
I mean, you already know. It's like you already know you like that. You just being stubborn.
Yes, I'm being stubborn, and that's what's crazy about trading. It is like your emotions will screw you over so bad, And I've done it. I know.
I don't know, dude. I did it for a little bit. Even
That's
on the
like
huge losses, I was pretty cool with it.
like I will take like, oh, it's not going my direction. Oh crap, it's not like, oh, I took like a pretty decent loss. All right, let me just push it. Like, and then I like get into this battle with myself of like, oh, let's go in the other direction. Let's get into it. Like, that's not the right thing to do.
You're doing it.
But I do it again. Yes. See, see, right, Daniel? You don't hear this, and this is like the realness of trading. The realness of trading is these things like that. Nobody wants to talk about their failures, and nobody wants to talk about the hard things that they do. All they want to show is like, I'm gonna take like 20 trades until I get one that goes to the super direction, and then that's the video, the clip that I'm making. Oh, look at this strategy is the freaking best. That's all you gotta do.
Just gotta find more words
You see, that's what I'm hoping would be the difference, and that's why I always like the last time I made these, those streams. It was like me learning to trade, or me documenting my trading, like you know what I mean, and blah blah blah. It wasn't me like trying to be like, oh, I'm amazing at this, blah blah blah. It was always be like, I think in trading, I think you're always learning. I think that's how I see it. You're always learning.
Are you though? Because you seem like you
No,
keep making the same mistakes.
no, no. But I'm saying it's just one of those things that there's like, you should always be learning. You're never
Oh,
gonna be like, I
100%.
get it. You know what I mean? Did that make sense?
That's with everything.
So I think like trading should be something that you're always such continuous growth. And the reason why is like it's always changing. It's never the same. If it was the same and it was awesome and amazing, everybody that did it would be like trillionaires, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the same. Everything you gotta be correct, bro.
Yeah. So, but as discipline, and that's the thing, and that's where it's gonna take me to be a trader that trades for a living. And I think that's where people become traders for a living, is they learn how to become disciplined in their this isn't like anything though, right? Like any craft that you take as a living, you have to become disciplined at.
Yeah.
Like like sports. You gotta be disciplined. If you're gonna become a professional sports player, you gotta be disciplined in your training, in your practice, and you know, all that.
There's very few professions where you can just coast the rest of your career.
Right?
Very few. The only one I could really think of off the top of my head is analytics.
Right?
Even then, with data analytics, you still gotta learn like um the new stuff. Like when Excel first came out for accountants and shit, they thought they were gonna lose their jobs, right?
Right, yeah.
Now that and right now the same shit's happening because of AI.
Yeah, so that's
They
the
think it's not gonna happen. Though. AI is just gonna be a tool in the long run.
I
They
think
can't
yeah.
replace job. They can replace your job, but like
They can
they're never gonna do.
yeah, they can
They're just
replace
never
like
gonna do the
90% of them, but like you're still going to need somebody to.
exactly, and that's where it comes in. Like AI is just gonna be a tool because it can do your job. It can do anyone's job, but how good is it really gonna do?
I mean, it's going to get to the point, like in the next maybe 5 years where it's going to be able to do everything. I mean, it might even be faster just because like if they allow AI to create the next AI, that's where it's going to just annihilate and launch. You know what I mean?
I, I yeah, I guess, but
But I think there's I think it's the fight, right? There's the fight of like what do we allow to happen, because we already know that AI is trying to subvert um this, what we put in place to protect ourselves from it. So if they let AI create the next AI, and then that AI, like basically, so that is the thing, right? We already have AI that's smarter than us, essentially. And so uh, they're launching the next AI on a system that has the capability to process information. Like the processor itself
Well, that's the thing.
processes information as fast as our brains do, like as fast as our neurons transfer, like on that level.
It already does.
So
It
like
already does faster.
beforehand it was like you had to have like it would outmatch you in the long run, you know, for people that are at the level, right? Like it would outmatch you in the long run because it wouldn't get tired and make mistakes, whereas humans make mistakes once you get tired, right?
Exactly.
So in the long run, like it would always beat people out, but like I'm talking about like the actual at the hardware level, like now it's as fast, like the hardware itself is as fast as our brains work. So now it's going to be at a like even harder, like it's like having Rain Man that's running like 24/7, not getting tired. So now that it's going to be able to process, and that's just one machine. Like before, you would take like a data farm to do the same thing. Um,
That's like I said. Like it's like I said. You have to grow with the technology.
yeah, you
It's
do.
never gonna be able to replace like let's just take one fucking field, fucking Hollywood. They're trying to replace writers. They can do it. They will do it for a while until they realize that the movies are shit and no one's going to them.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, but that's where like you have to like as I mean,
you
I
can
think in the
critique an AI.
beginning, I think in the beginning, no, but then once you allow AI to be like, hey, let's look at the statistics, let's have it like here's the thing is that we have the technology and
But the
AI
thing
that
is,
has the
AI is still not
ability.
capable of AI is still not capable of looking at the nuances.
No, there is. So what I'm saying is like we actually have the capabilities, we just don't implement it.
Yeah.
But we're at the point where we have the capability to analyze like people's eye movements and if they are actually liking what they see or not. To take body language on multiple people at the same time. But
Yeah.
I mean like it's like anything else, it's got to develop this, right? Like AI is is machine learning, so it has to learn this and it takes time to learn this, right? It's not like just because it could do that doesn't mean that it happens right away. Like it has to take time to learn and figure out what like just like the industry in general before, right? Has to figure out what they like, don't like. How does it change? How do people change? You know what I mean? How's society changing to it?
Exactly. That's something that AI just can't keep up with in the way a human can, though. That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, well,
Even with
humans can't
like
even do that sometimes, and and that's what makes certain writers for movies successful or not.
but that's the part that AI is never going to be able to replicate, as far as we know, right? Like,
I mean, I think it
like,
will. I just think it's just going to take a little bit of time.
mm, I don't think so, dude. Well, it could potentially. Like, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I just
I mean,
that's the
they're already writing stuff that sounds amazing to people. You know what I mean?
uh,
Yeah, put it this
I don't
way.
know the dude
I
because I know
wrote,
this kid is
I
artist.
used Chat GBT to write a cover letter, and it was freaking phenomenal.
Okay, but that's something like that's professional.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
professional use. We're talking creative use.
No, they have like cool creative use stuff too.
Like what?
A lot of stuff like they've used it to create like like little short animation things that tend to end up being nice.
Oh yeah, because they're giving it a prompt and they're also correcting it along the way. My point is that it's not going to be able to get there on its own.
I think it will eventually. I just don't think it's just like we don't see it now right now because like again
Because
like
you're referring to like a video like where they did a whole bunch of like different like little like 5 second videos where it was indistinguishable, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of been like that for a while. Um, but what like it's
Especially
just one
like
of those
new.
things that it takes time for it to learn, and that's where we like in reality, it's hard for people to see.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way, like, because I don't think you get where I'm coming from. Do you think an AI will be able to produce the next Kanye West? Like, regardless of how you feel about him, Kanye West
Yes,
is pretty iconic.
yes. Did you know
Like
they've
like
used AI to create every
they replicated his voice for sure, but
no, but they've used AI already. I want to say like 2 years ago to create every possible music uh, combination like of sounds for music already.
that doesn't mean anything
So
if it doesn't know how to string it together.
no, it does. Like that's like so. I don't like. I'm not sure how well you're at like no music theory and all that. So there is basically everything follows progression, and that's what sounds good to us. There's a specific progressions that sound good to us as humans, and what we like. So that's how they base making music off of. Literally, that's how every music is based off of progressions of music of like notes. So there's like a finite progression state that we like as humans um, in general, and that's how like every single song and tone that we like that is put together, melody is all based off of the same thing. Yeah, it's based off like well, yeah, it's based off of like a specific rhythms and beats and yeah, like four chords is like the yeah. But like yeah, there's a progression of like the four chords that is typically used in every single song in the entire that's ever been created. And now you could take different chords, right? And you could start off from a different chord, but it's going to have the same exact progressions as the other four chords that everybody uses. It's weird. It's yeah, it's crazy that way because we're kind of just like we're creatures of habit. So this is what we like. You know what I mean? And so they've already been using like it's really stupid because they've been using like this before it's actual like AI, but they've used like so AI is like a huge field. There's machine learning, and then there's like typical AI where you just like feed it certain to learn, and there's AI that actually learns on its own. So there's like different forms of AI, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But they've used it to create the progression. So you would start on the tone that you like, and then it would just create multiple progressions, and then you could pick one, and then you know what I mean, and then it will create the rest of the melody and all this that you can actually choose from to put together from just like your initial like, oh, I like this sound. Oh, look at those. Put those together, and then you can go and tweak it to how you want and stuff like that. So I think it could do it. I don't think that it would until AI becomes like I wouldn't call it conscious. It could be conscious, but like in that sense though, along the lines where it I guess you could say that's consciousness, right? But it's like along the ways where it begins to take on like its own identity and that's where the
That would
artistic
be
thing.
conscious.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
what
that's
you're saying.
where the artisticness of the individual AI, whatever you want to call it, would come out, and that's where. But I think it's just gonna take time to get there,
Mm.
because like, I mean, it's just we don't see certain things because we look at things progressing. First, I mean, like we know it doesn't progress this way. Like we don't, we see things progress in like a finite line, even though it doesn't. Even though we've seen it forever in technology, right? Like we see this crazy growth, and just because we're in a in a spot where it seems like a plateau, it's not necessarily in a plateau. It's just things are getting better and faster, but things that we're using it for is like essentially the same. But eventually, it hits a point where we can now break into the next level of stuff that we couldn't do prior, but just because it's just not at that level yet.
Hmm.
So that's where we see this. It's kind of like the compounding that I was telling Daniel about. Like it's just like so. For instance, if you take $20 and you double that every month, right? In 1 year, I think it's like $82,000.
$20 every month and double it every month.
Yeah, for 1 year is $82,000 or something like that. If you doubled, so it's crazy. So if you took, I think it was either 10 cents, and you doubled that
I've heard that. Yeah.
18 times, because they was like by golf, right? That it was like 100 and something thousand dollars or some crap, something stupid.
But like, if you double, like, what was it?
I think it's ten
I
cents. I
think it
mean,
was a no. I think it was $1
so
for
what?
like 20 days, and you double it, something like that.
Oh yeah, if you did that, it's like a million and something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 10 cents. So this is one time is 20 cents. Two times is 40. Three times is 80 cents. Oh wait. Already lost count. Hold on. 10 cents. So one, two,
Yeah.
three,
If you double it
four,
a dollar every
five,
day for 20 days,
6,
it's
7,
it's a meal.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So if you doubled 10 cents 18 times, it's $26,000.
Yeah.
So that's how our technology goes, but we don't see it right now just because of its uses aren't being used.
I would disagree with a little with that because we did see how fast AI video has progressed.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
remember?
yeah. So I think we're breaking into that next level. Like before, when it was doubling over the past few years, like we're
Well,
not
yeah, because
seeing a
like
huge.
there has been progression, but it's also been like at a plateau because like what we did have was kind of peaked, and now like now that AI is evolving at a fast rate, you're really
Yeah,
seeing the
and the
29.
reason
Because do
why.
you remember that Will Smith video?
Yeah, what would it like the
Do you know when it
reason
came
why
out?
it's doubling, or like the reason why AI is progressing and the speed that it is now is not because of AI itself. It's because the hardware wouldn't is not fast enough to progress. But now, like as that is happening, like we're seeing the progression of AI in that sense.
Yeah.
Like we
No,
have things
but
that we
no,
could
but
use
I'm
it
asking
for.
you.
Yeah.
Just for like visual representation. Do you know when the Will Smith video came out?
Uh huh.
The one where he became like a little demonic, like piece of crap eating everything on the table.
Yes.
Yeah, you know which video I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Uh huh.
That came out last year, like in June or July,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then we looked
ten
at it just
percent.
in January. Yeah, in January that AI generated puppy video or whatever, and then the one with the people walking into a rain and there's a tunnel on the side.
I haven't seen that.
Like at first, no, oh no, at first glance, especially with the people walking, you can't tell unless you're like really looking for details. You know,
Right. Right.
you can't tell that it's generated by
AI.
AI.
Yeah.
I'll let um like there's still mistakes for sure. But you really have to pay attention.
Right. Right.
It's a lot harder now.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, I don't know.
Well,
Like people, it's funny though, cause like, yeah, I think for us, like we have to have an eye for it, right? And then it's like typically, you know, a lot of us have an eye for it just because like we're into video games, like so we've seen the progression of like
oh, I'm terrible at it.
at
Like,
like visual graphics, you know what I mean? Whereas people like people will see cutscenes from a video game and think it's real because
see,
they just
I'm one of those. You're saying that we're good at it. Don't speak for everyone, bro. I'm not good at it. I don't pay
yes.
attention. I just play the game.
No, what I'm saying is like I've
Don't
seen
speak for
some.
the rest of us. Don't give me credit that I was just hurt.
You have all the credit.
Fuck, no, dude. No, like like there's like with the show that like with One Piece,
Uh,
there's fucking shit that people point out in the comments. I'm like, damn, I saw that episode like twice and I never noticed it. Right?
well, yeah, I
So
mean,
there's
there
one
that's
reason.
different. Like we're never gonna be able to as we're never going to be able to see everything. That's why when you watch a movie again and all that, like everybody will see different things multiple times.
Yeah. I don't
Your
know.
experience with AI photos is the
You give
Taylor
me
Swift
credit
ones.
that is not there for me. I'm just not good at that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean like being able to determine if this is a game or not like a game. Real life like and I'm talking about things that were like 5 years ago people are like oh like they think certain things are real and you're just like it's a game like you could tell that's a game is
Oh,
what I'm
speaking
saying.
of, there is a game right now
What's up,
that
bitches?
what's good, bro?
What's up?
There was a game that came out a couple of years ago.
uh
It's one of those like
Now I
you
want
know
to see
those
these
Telltale
Taylor
games. You
Swift.
remember those Telltale games?
Which ones?
Like what's it called? What's the Walking Dead one where like you have choices and all that shit?
Oh, those type of games.
Yeah, they made a game like that, but like the video games was with people actually acting in it.
Wait, what? Sorry.
The people were actually like there were actual people in the game like that you were in like you were controlling and everything.
Oh, I seen a movie like that and it was awesome.
It's called Erica. Like obviously there's still like they still have like you can still tell when it's a game and everything. You could tell that like the green screen effects and all that.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like for the most they used a lot of like real life stuff, you know?
Right. Did you know? So supposedly, and I don't know, like how real they made it look way back when. Do you remember when the Final Fantasy movie came out, like years ago?
Oh, dude, that never looked real.
So they were forced to make the character look not as real as how they originally made it. Is supposedly the thing because people
Wait, which
were
Final Fantasy movie?
the very first like one, like the spirit something or whatever.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen that. I see.
I mean, if you
Um,
look at it now, like you just be like, that doesn't even like even back then, you know what I mean? But like
It's the Final
supposedly,
Fantasy movie with Sephiroth and Cloud, the live action one, or the animated one that based off of Final Fantasy VII.
yeah, I
no, it
haven't seen
wasn't
that
that
one.
one.
There you go. Advent Children.
The Advent Children, yes.
Yeah,
Oh
Advent
yeah,
Children.
it's based off of. That's right. It is based off of like the spirit stuff and all that. Blah blah blah. Blah yeah.
I mean, but you gotta look back. You gotta look at it like this way. Like
So
the SNES.
there's Advent Children, and then there's the other one that I think I know what you're talking about. The other Final Fantasy.
Let me see.
Do
Final
you
Fantasy.
know what that one was called? It's called just Final Fantasy, and it's about the world's getting destroyed, and then the world starts to fight back, or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, I think that was it. Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
go
it's like
there.
a virus because they're sucking its life drive, so it fights back like a virus. But then like someone has to like plug themselves into the planet to fix itself or something like that.
That sounds about right. Let me see. Final Fantasy movies. Spirits Within. That's what it was.
It's called Yeah. My wife just said spirits within.
Yeah, so supposedly way back then, which was like in freaking I don't
That's
even know.
exactly what we're talking about right now. We're talking. Yeah, we were talking about how before the animation that came out, it was super realistically animated, but the studio told them to diet down.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife knows everything about Final Fantasy. She
See?
loves Final Fantasy.
Oh my god.
And that was in 2001. 2001, October 2001.
No, but like
But
I
I
said,
mean,
like,
obviously,
when
they
people thought like the
you can
SNES had
make all that
realistic
stuff,
graphics back then.
but like, who's gonna render all that stuff? Like that was the reason why like the so um the very first time an entire scene, just one scene, was created in CGI was in the Matrix, and that scene was when like the little octopus looking thing, you know what I mean, like comes and looks at him from, you know, when he's busting out of his little cocoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that entire scene, like of that octopus thing, was completely CGI. Uh, I don't know about like I think it's just that part of it coming in like from that view. So I don't think like Keanu Reeves was. So that was like a hyper realistic looking CGI. But then because of the way movies, they're like, let's make it cheaper, faster, and blah 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 blah. Like you could see the difference between that scene and then like the next movies as like now he looks cheaper and cheaper. And then like I think it was either the very last Matrix during that time, you know, when it was coming out like all the time, not like the latest one, but like they basically were like, oh yeah, we rent. I think it was a resolution or revelation or some crap like that, right? They rendered all of the scenes on set. Basically, they had all these computers, blah 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 blah, but they just pushed the rendering speed, and then you can like completely see like how fake it looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though the technology at the time was to make it look realer, they just wanted it to be faster, to do it faster, pump out movies. Terrible. Now I want to go watch this movie again.
I've never seen it still. I'll probably watch it one day.
Spirits Within.
Oh,
Although I think Alita's pretty hot
never will watch
in
it.
the movie they made of her.
It went
What?
down the wrong pipe.
Oh, Alita, the was it whatever, Battle Angel.
Oh, dude, Alita Battle Angel, dude,
Dude,
I love that movie.
Yeah, me too. I think she's pretty hot in there.
They're making a second one.
Yes.
Oh, here's a fun fact. Do you know about like that spirit one that for Final Fantasy?
Uh huh.
My wife told me that the main female character
Uh huh.
um was put for sexiest woman alive back
Nice.
when it came out
She was
because they animated every single hair so perfectly to make
right.
it all
Look
perfect.
like yeah. That's why they were just like, they're gonna think she's real, a real person.
Exactly.
And they were all pissed off about that. And I'm like, I want her to be real. What are you talking about?
Well, is Murdoch gonna join us or is he gonna pussy out?
He did. I've been waiting for him to play, but he never jumped on Apex. And
Fuck Overwatch, bro.
I got to get off already.
Look at that. We gotta get off. Oh,
Yeah,
lame sauce.
I gotta shower and eat and take my laxative pills.
Like, still taking 2 grams of fucking magnesium.
Yeah,
You're gonna get your stomach bumped.
it's fine. It hasn't been bad.
Really?
I thought it was gonna make me like blow it up, all kinds of crazy, but it
It's
didn't.
not gonna happen overnight, bro. But like
No.
when it happens, you're gonna be
Now I'm
fucking.
only gonna
You
do
have to
it for a
fucking.
week,
That's
and
the
then
face of denial.
yeah, and then I'm gonna drop it down some to normal, and actually just go lower because I don't like to have to take pills. So like it just usually when I do supplements, I'll do the max. You know what I mean? Like the max dosage of whatever they suggest, and then
That is way over the max suggestion.
no, that is on their
Theirs, but like
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
but
So
like they're recommended.
yeah. So
That's
I
not like
usually will
that's
do the
way
max
more.
of what they recommend, you know, if you're like severely deficient, and then like I tone it back down, and then I actually go under what the normal, like what they your normal daily blah 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 is, you know, whatever they're set it at. Just because like I usually try and find like the foods that I'm supposed to be eating for that.
Yeah.
They might have been taken down. Pretty provocative photos. Now I really want to go search these photos.
Well, since you're not playing Apex anymore, I'm switching to R6.
Do it. I'm gonna switch
no.
to Siege.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Switching to Siege.
Oh man.
Sweet. All right, I'm getting off and showering and eating
All right.
and having fun.
Thanks.
All right. I'll be on tomorrow
Later,
after
dudes.
trading later.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep, yep. All right, that's it for the stream. Even though I don't know if it's buffering still or not, you know what I mean? Who knows? Who even knows if it is or isn't? But is it buffering? Has it been okay? Do we know it's been okay? Daniel, has it been better? Hopefully. We'll try leaving it like this. And then we're going to stream like this tomorrow, I guess. And then see where it goes. But anyways, I will. Tomorrow's the day that we get serious and trade and make our 5% every day. Like clockwork. I think it's 5%. Yeah. 5 times 5 is 25 times 4 is 100. So there you go. That's all I need to do. That's all I'm going to stick with. And just be happy with that. Try to do it also in freaking Forex. Son of a gun. It's not doing so. It's been good. Look at this. Look at this. Look it. Look. Remember when it was just sitting there for a while? Let's just go. Let's just go over there. Let's just go. For that many minutes when we talked about it, when it came down and then came back up, and that was like at 40 cents, right? Look at how long it sat there. Those are 5-minute things. It just said deet, 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 deet. And then I got into a match and it was intense, and I think we even won it. And then it was like, boom. What the heck? Deet, 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 deet. Okay. Next match is over. Boom. Oh no, it just broke above. But we're at a resistance zone, so I think if it comes here and it breaks above, then I'm just gonna call it, because there's resistance zones every freaking step of the way. All right, let's look at our other one. Oh. The US dollar is climbing, so that means this one is falling, because it's the Australian dollar compared to whereas the other one is USD CAD. So USD CAD, if the dollar goes up, if it's USD and whatever pair it is, and the dollar goes up, then whatever is on the right side of that pair is, typically, not all the time, but typically will go up. Now, if it's like the British pound and it's the Australian, that's the one that I'm doing right here, Australian dollar versus the USD. So because dollar is going up, that means the Australian dollar to the dollar is going down. So yep, I should have took the profits when I should have, but I was looking at the 4-hour and I was like, look, it should bounce a little lower, right? Tisk, when it hit here. So this is where I messed up, because we took the trade right here, right? Or something. I don't know where we took the trade at. Oh, hold on. We took the trade here, and it was down here. Should have just took profits. As soon as it started, when I came up to right here is where I should have just took profit. But if we look at the 4-hour, it doesn't look too bad. It technically still could come down, but we'll see how it goes. But anyways, I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna get some food in my stomach and try to get back on my whatever it's called, and then